Hello everyone and welcome back to 9-9. Last episode, we got to spend some quality time with Sora before she finally headed back home, which honestly surprised me. I figured she was just going to stay for the rest of the episode, but I'm sure she'll be back. That Pandora's box has been opened. But in the meantime, let's see what's happening in school. I ignore the boring lecture while I fiddle with my phone underneath my desk. As promised, Kosaka-senpai contacted Sora again last night, and apparently they talked quite a bit. Oh yeah, that's right, we met up with... well, we didn't. Sora met up with Kosaka to see if maybe we're going to have an alliance? I don't know, that still seems like it's very up in the air. Sora sent me screenshots of the whole conversation. From the looks of it, she learned a good deal about Rig Veda. Maybe I shouldn't have bothered asking Sophie, since Sora already beat her to the figuring out the commander's name. Ooh, I wasn't expecting that. Commander is Takamine-kun from my year. I never talked to him before, but he apparently was watching me for a while and thought I might be a user. Originally, he spoke to me through the forum, not realizing we were classmates. But after he noticed similarities between what I was posting and what was happening around him, he began to suspect who I was. That makes sense. I'm kind of surprised he wasn't influenced by it because it's clear it does affect other users, but I don't know, maybe he's got some kind of resistance. As I mentioned yesterday, I'm terrible at talking to men, so when Takamine-kun confronted me, I switched to my other self. My other self showed an interest in the world Takamine-kun spoke of, one where we would be free to use our powers however we wished, and eventually he convinced me to join Rig Veda. Yes, Senpai is the type who gets talkative when she doesn't have to speak to someone face to face. Yeah, it seems like it based off of all of the questions she was bombarding Sora with. I mean, these are some chatty messages. But the most interesting part is, at first I was glad to find others sharing my circumstances, but yesterday's events shocked me. I could never condone murder the way they did. I wonder if that applies to her other personality, though. This message. If Kosaka-senpai is telling the truth, then she started to distrust Commander Takamine-kun and the hooded girl thanks to the events of 2 nights ago. While I can't be certain, it feels like she's debating whether or not to defect. At the very least, this version of Senpai is. One of the other members of Rig Veda might be the user of the evil eye, and even if that's not true, they are at least condoning murder. The more allies we have, the better. If we play our cards right, we might be able to win Kosaka-senpai over. We can get her to leave Rig Veda and join the Val whatever society. Eventually we'll learn what our name is. No, we won't. I was thinking it'd be nice to name our little band, you know, get a little team spirit going and all, but I didn't expect us to end up with something weird like Yuki's idea. Well, what were you going to come up with? I know I'm the one who called her our leader, but I'm kinda regretting that now. I put my smartphone away when the bell rings. We stand and bow, signaling the end of class.
Kakeru! ご飯食べましょう!
Not interested. Sure. Oh, we're actually taking him up for once. I pull out my convenience store lunch from my bag and put it on my desk. As I'm unwrapping the sandwich, my phone buzzes. I take a bite of lunch before picking up to check it. There's something I'm curious about, so I'm going to scout for a bit. I promise I won't do anything dangerous, so don't worry. That doesn't make me feel better. Scout what? I glance over at Kujo, and our eyes meet. She looks as worried as I feel. Sora said she won't do anything dangerous, but what exactly is she doing?
何? 今の何?
What? What are you talking about?
九条さんと見つめ合って。
Telepathy? That was just a coincidence, dude.
そんなこそこそメッセージのやり取りしなくていいじゃん。僕も混ぜてよ。
No. No. The one who texted me was my sister. She just sent me something weird, so I freaked out for a bit.
九条さんと家族ぐるみの付き合い。すでにそこまで進んでいたなんて。
Wrong branch? How the hell did you jump to that conclusion?
実際どうなの？九条さんと。
It's a partnership. We're going out.
あ、かけるがそう言うってことはまだ何もないね。安心した。
Ow. Okay, I guess maybe I should have made it more playful. Oh, come on. You could at least have the decency to freak out for a second or two.
本当に付き合ってたらかけるははぐらかすよ。そういう卑怯なタイプだよ。
Hey, pansies are very tough flowers. Wow, rude much? While I'm joking around with Yoichi, I text, "Don't do anything reckless" to Sora. The message shows up as read, but Sora doesn't reply. Man, that gremlin. She's not an idiot, so I don't think I need to worry about her making the same mistake again.
またスマホいじって。本当は九条さんとしてんじゃないの？
Pretty sure. I told you, I'm talking to my sister. All I did was reply.
付き合い悪いのに家族には優しいんだな、かけるって。
That's so weird. I don't like large groups.
コミ証明。
Your perspective's just warped since you're friends with everyone, somehow.
それほどでもないよ。知り合いは多いけど。
Nah, dude, you're super... popular. A light bulb goes on in my head. I bet Yoichi knows Takamine. Takamine doesn't look like the kind of person he'd hang out with usually, and they're in different grades to boot, but it's worth asking at least.
何？変なところで止めないでよ。
Internal process. Do you know someone named Takamine?
高峰？
Yeah, a third year.
男？
Yeah,
レンヤのこと？
maybe. Huh? Seriously? Yoichi knows him? He even knows his first name, so he must actually know him pretty well. This guy. I show Yoichi the picture. He scrutinizes it for a bit, then his face lights up in recognition. Holy shit, Yoichi, you're amazing! I can't believe you actually know this guy.
レンヤじゃん。何この写真？隠し撮りみたいな。
Oh, it might have been. There's a girl who's interested in him, and she asked me if I knew him.
気になるって。レンヤのこと？誰？
She goes to a different school. She's, a girl from Kuho.
クホに知り合いいたんだ。紹介して。
You know what? I actually want to see that. Sure, someday. Sorry, Yuki. I had to dig myself out of this hole somehow, and you were the best option. I'm so sorry.
っていうか、レンヤに女の子の知り合い？何この子たち、両手に花じゃん。マジかよ。
Sorcery. Are you friends with Takamine?
小さい頃はね。
Oh, really? Seriously, he's one of those stereotypical childhood friends?
うん。今は会えば話すくらいかな。仲いいかって言われると微妙。連絡先は知ってるけど。
Oh, this is perfect. You don't know me, but I know your full name. You think you could tell me?
いいけど勝手には教えらんないよ。本人に聞かないと。
Dang. Oh, that makes sense, yeah.
事情話していいなら聞いてみるけど、今すぐ。
Wait, that's probably not a good idea. She doesn't want him knowing who she is just yet.
シャイだね、その子。覚悟決まったら言ってよ。レンヤに伝えるから。
Gotcha. I'll let her know.
っていうかもう一回写真見せて。
Ooh, do you know Ghost? Or are you just going to pick up on Kosaka? Huh? Sure. I bring up the picture again, and Yoichi snatches the phone from my hands.
あのコミ性なレンヤに女友達なんて。一人は顔わかんないけど、もう一人はかなり可愛い。誰この子？
Oh, never mind. Dunno. If you don't know her, there's no way I would.
見たことある気はするな。1年の女の子はチェック済みだから3年生だね。
Real classy. What do you mean checked them out?
それくらいたしなみでしょ。たしなみ。久しぶりにレンヤに声かけてみようかな。この子たちとお知り合いになれるかな。
Okay, never mind. Any brownie points you won from this interaction, you immediately lost. just don't mention me.
わかってるわかってる。こう見えても口は硬い方だから。
Grinning, Yoichi returns my phone. Sorry for lying to you, Yoichi. But if I tell him about Kosaka-senpai, things are gonna get complicated. The fact that Yoichi knows Takamine is a real stroke of luck, but if Takamine finds out I'm investigating him, he'll grow wary. No, wait. Maybe he's expecting that. Hell, those guys are probably trying to find out who we are, too. Either way, now we know Commander's real name. That alone feels like it really lifts the pressure on me. All that's left is to find out if he's the user of the evil eye. There's also that thing Sora went off to scout, so I'm thinking we should have a group meeting to discuss what we've learned today.
クホの子って可愛い。
Actually, yeah, she is.
ほう、いいな。なんでレンヤばっかり。
His stellar personality. Says the dude who could get with any girl he wants.
女の子の友達が多いだけだよ。なかなか関係が進展しないタイプなの、僕。
Isn't that because you're just trying to get in their pants?
それは昔の話でしょ。一回修羅場ってからは反省しました。
A literal bloodbath, or... There's a backstory I really want to know. I'm still impressed things even reached that point.
仕方なかった。青い衝動を抑えきれなかったんだ。あわよくば、みんなとそういう関係になりたかったんだ。
I can relate.
わかってくれるか。妹さん紹介してください。
Absolutely not. I'd never introduce her to a guy like you.
お兄さん、そこをなんとか。
Not helping your case. Never. I continue eating my sandwich in between bouts of inane conversation. Looks like we're in a holding pattern until school ends. I should probably let Yuki know about the meetup as well. She's the boss.
高峰蓮也。それが私たちの敵の名。
We meet up with Yuki at 9-ball and tell her everything Sora and I learned. Kujo's working again today, so I'll give her a summary over Lime later tonight.
彼のマナを知ったことで、司令官という仮面を剥ぐことができた。大きなアドバンテージとは言えないけれど、小さな第一歩ね。
マナ？あ、真の名的な。
How are things on your end?
ああ、私？
Yes. Yeah, you were looking into something, right?
ね。
Sora sips her drink while she collects her thoughts.
なんかね、はるか先輩、昨日からそう呼んでるんだけど、ニーニたちに見せたのが会話の全部じゃないんだよね。
Are they saucy?
世間話をしたがるっていうか、めっちゃ話したがるっていうか、雑談も結構したんすよ。でね、失礼な話ではございますけど、もしや友達いないのかなーなんて思いましてね。それでね、気になってお昼見に行ったんですよ、教室まで。
Wasn't she surrounded by guys like usual?
いやいや、それがね、ぼっちなんすよ。はるか先輩、完全なるぼっちなんす。
That doesn't surprise me at all. Oh wow, so it's like the opposite of how she is on the way to school.
そうなんす。むしろ無視は言い過ぎか。空気扱いされてるというかなんというか。
いじめでもされているの？
そういうドロッとしたのは感じなかったな。単純に友達がいないって感じ。
Aw, Sora's her first friend. At least in this school. So the way those guys followed her around really is related to her ability. And moreover, as soon as she stops using it, she goes back to being a loner.
そういうことなのかな、多分。
So basically, you were just trying to find out if she had any friends?
そうそう。どっちが本当のはるか先輩なのかなって。朝の女王様とメッセージでやり取りしてる優しい方。
I feel like it's a little of both, because I have the feeling that that dual personality is probably some kind of latent subconscious personality. A facet of her, if you will, but not her complete personality. It's almost like she's got some sort of split.
彼女の能力は聞けなかったの？
まだ聞けてないですね。実際会うと全然喋んないんだけど、メッセージのやり取りだと一方的な感じ。すっげー話すから相槌くらいしか打てないんすよね。
I know people like that. It sounds like she's really taken to you.
なのかも。でね、私もさ、少しは友情芽生えるじゃん。
Oh.
だからさ、一人でお昼ご飯食べてる絵がね、絵面がね、胸に来ちゃうんすよね。
Aw, Sora's actually really sweet. I mean, I figured.
彼女は敵、同情は禁物。
Okay, you can dial it back a little.
わかってますよ。でもね、はるか先輩仲間になってくれそうな気はするんだよね。というわけで、
Sora plants her hands on the table and sits up straight.
提案があります。
ええ、
はるか先輩をね、明日のお昼に誘ってみようかなーって。
You were?
そうそう、みやこ先輩も一緒に。
何のために？
もちろん親睦を深めるために。
In other words, you're gonna try and win her over to our side?
そうそう。でもとりあえずそういうの抜きにして仲良くなってみよっかなーって。どうすかね。
現状特に有効な手がない。相手がどういった手段で理想郷を作るつもりなのかも全くわからない。今は相手の出方を伺うしかない。であれば情報を得るために敵を懐柔するのも決して握手ではない。
I don't know, for some reason when she phrases it like, let's give it a shake, I'm just imagining Kel from all that going, okay.
握手？
その手は何？
Or they could have their own joke. Sora hurriedly pulled back her hand. She's blushing a little. You totally misunderstood her, didn't you?
いえ、違います。ボケただけです。
Haha, it was only half as dumb as mine. Yeah, right. You so misunderstood.
いえ、違います。しつこいです。
いいかしら。
Maybe.
はい。
Ooh. Yuki sighs and takes a sip of her tea.
高坂遥のことはあなたたちに任せる。学校が違う私では手出ししにくいから。
ウィッス。明日お昼誘うのは OK ってことでいいんだよね。
Make sure Kujo's okay with it too.
わかってる。
I glance over at Kujo, who's serving a nearby table. She probably heard us mention her, since she gives us a smile before heading back into the kitchen.
とりあえず私からは以上っす。はるか先輩とはいい関係を築けるんじゃないかなと、そう思っております。
私からは特にはフードの女について調べているけれど何もつかめていない。
Yeah, she seems like the real enigma. As for me, well, the guy who told me Commander's first name is actually a classmate of mine, and it turns out he and Takamine go way back.
わ、そうなんだ。世間は狭いですな。
It might just be Shiramitsugawa. Yeah, but, how do I put this? When I was talking to that classmate of mine, I kind of ended up saying I wanted to know more about Takamine because a Kuho girl I knew was interested in him.
クホ？私？
Yuki scowls at me. I prepare myself for her to yell at me, but it seems I'm worried over nothing. She merely takes another sip of her tea and plays it down.
今まさに彼のことを調べているのだから気になっているのは間違いではないわね。
Aha, it's a half-truth. Then do you think it'd be alright for me to give him your Lime ID?
なぜ？
Communication. My classmate said if you don't mind him telling Takamine that you're interested in him, he'd ask if it's alright to give you his ID.
気になっているというのは敵としてではなく異性として という意味で伝わるのよね。
Yeah.
却下。
Yeah, I figured.
それさ、実際に結城先輩がやり取りする必要なくない？
Ah. Hmm?
だからさ、作っちゃえばいいじゃん。架空のクフォーの女の子と新しい ID。
It's not a bad idea. Oh, that might work.
却下。
What?
ダメ？
たとえ敵であっても他人を騙す嘘は許容できない。
Okay, now you're just being lawful stupid. Huh. I had you pegged as the ends justify the means kind of person.
いいえ、人殺しも厭わない相手だろうと。いえ、だからこそ私たちは潔癖であるべき。私たちは正攻法で攻める。道を踏み外せば奴らと同類になってしまうから。
Episode 4 is going to be very interesting.
なんか自分がひどく小さい人間に思えてきました。
Well, aren't you trying to honestly be friends with Kosaka? I feel like that's fine.
あなたの案自体は決して悪くなかった。ただ私たちのやり方に合わないというだけ。気を。
はい。
Anyway, guess our best option now is to get closer to Kosaka senpai and ask her.
そうね。空、頼めるかしら。
ウィス、やってみるっす。
では始めましょう。作戦名ハルモニアの調べ。
I'm sorry, what? Where did you get that? What? Can you repeat that?
和解と調和の女神よ。
Okay.
じゃあ私はこれで引き続きフードの女を調べてみる。
She pulls out her wallet and leaves the money for her tea on the table. What, no parfait this time? She then grabs her bag and strides out of the cafe.
いい人ではあるんだけど、まだキャラがつかめないな。
Well, we at least know she has a strong sense of justice.
それは間違いないね。
Anyway, about that, whatever probe.
ハルモニア。
Was that it? Okay. Yeah, that. I know she made a big deal out of it, but don't feel like we're betting it all on you or anything, okay? Be careful.
大丈夫。みやこ先輩がダメって言ったら中止するから。もう心配はかけません。
Easy to say, but you always mess things up in the end.
大丈夫だってば。もっとおそらちゃんを信頼しなさい。おい、黙るなよ、おい。
What are you gonna do today?
ああ、帰るよ。
Oh.
おやおや、寂しいのかな？泊まってほしいのかな？もう、ニーにったらしいっすか？
There's one. Also, not yet, but maybe.
今、舌打ちしましたね。舌打ちしました？
No, I had something up my nose. I ignore Sora and take a sip of my ginger ale. Honestly, I'm worried I'm making Sora do too much, but seeing as Kosaka-senpai wants nothing to do with me, I can hardly take over. Even though I swore to fight those bastards to protect Sora, I'm making her do all the dangerous work again. I've got to find some way that I can contribute. That does seem to be the biggest dilemma for us so far. Oh, she's back.
調べてあげたわよ。
Right as I get home from dinner, Sophie pops into my room. I shrug off my jacket and sit down on the bed.
男の方は高峰蓮也。自宅はここからそんなに遠くないわね。
Half of that's new. You even found out where he lives?
名前はもう分かっていたみたいだし。できる女は一歩先を行くものよ。
Half step. She waves her tiny arms in what I imagine is a self-satisfied manner. But I have to admit, she has the skills to back up her arrogance. It's kind of depressing to think she's been keeping this close of an eye on me. But I guess now isn't the time to be complaining about that. What about the girl?
もちろん調べたわ。と言いたいところだけど。
Oh. Her aura of confidence vanishes, and she sighs.
さすがに情報が少なすぎるわね。学校が一緒だったり、あなたがよく行くお店で見かけるとか、そういう接点があれば調べやすいのだけど。
I guess the name Ghost isn't just for show. Yeah, I guess it's hard when all you have to go off of is a picture.
この町子供だらけじゃない。しらみつぶすには多すぎる。これじゃあさすがの私でも苦労するわね。さすがの私でも。
Oh, and so modest too.
けれど、レンヤって男とこの女は知り合いなんでしょ？
Yeah, he does. Oh, I almost forgot to ask.
何？
Does the name Rig Veda ring a bell?
何それ？
Okay, I guess not. Guess not. That's what those guys called themselves. It's the name of their organization or whatever. Remember how you said you were all part of, Separat? I just thought the two might be related is all.
ないわね、まったく。初めて聞いたわ、そんな単語。
In that case, the likelihood that they were from your world is pretty slim, huh?
異世界人ね。
Sophie falls silent. Something about what I said gave her pause. In order to not interrupt her thoughts, I stay silent until she speaks again.
まあいいわ。レイヤを監視していれば、いつかフードの女とも接触するでしょう。特定は時間の問題ね。
I guess she wasn't eating this time. Thanks. We have no way of keeping an eye on him, so that really helps.
空の能力ならばたやすいでしょう。
The girl spotted her. I guess Sora's ability doesn't work on everybody.
あら、そう。対抗力の高いアーティファクトを所持しているようね。
What does that mean?
そのうち話してあげるわよ。それじゃあね。あなたもせいぜい頑張りなさい。
Can you give me a hint? An idea? Anything? No? Okay. With that parting shot, Sophie disappears into her dimensional portal. Is that any way to talk to someone who you're asking for help? Sighing, I flop down onto my bed. I guess if we leave the girl to Sophie, she'll eventually find out her name and address at least. Once we know that, our opponents won't have their veil of mystery to hide behind. While I can't think of any immediate way to help, I imagine I'll have more options once we know their identities. If Sora and Kujo manage to get Kosaka-senpai to tell them Rig Veda's plans, that'll be even better. Even if one of them turns out to be the user of the evil eye, and they plan on killing more people, as long as we know their plans in detail, we can stop them. We're still in the information gathering phase before the final showdown. However, this is the most critical juncture. If we can win ourselves an early advantage... I just realized something awful. I still haven't done a damn thing, have I? It was a total fluke that I found out Takamine's first name. That was really Yoichi, not me. And when you look beyond that, zilch. Man, I need to work harder. I get up and change out of my uniform. I hope we don't end up in another crisis, but if we do, that'll be my time to shine. If nothing else, I can act as a shield for Sora, Kujo, and Yuki. Meet shield. That's not a great position to be in. Day 4.28.
あ、いた！先輩！はるか先輩！こんにち。
She's so pitiful.
こんちゃーす。こんにちは。じゃあ行きましょっか。外で食べません？中庭にベンチあるじゃないっすか。あそこで。どうすか？うん、いいと思う。はるか先輩もどうすか？じゃあ出発！はーい。みやこ先輩、能力のこととかはひとまず抜きで、世間話で交友を深める感じで。
Smart.
分かってる。
ease her in.
いただきまーす。
Cute.
いただきます。いただきます。一回こういうのしたかったんだよね。外でお弁当。
Where have you been eating this whole time?
空いててよかったね。ラッキーでした。強引に誘っちゃいましたけど、はるか先輩本当に大丈夫でした？私も。
You can do it. I believe in you.
いつも一人で食べてるから誘ってもらえて嬉しかったです。ありがとう。とんでもないっす。みやこ先輩もお付き合いいただきありがとうございます。いえいえ、私もお外で食べるのは初めてだから楽しい。みやこ先輩、お弁当も自分で作ってるの？うん、冷凍食品に頼ったりもするけど自分で作るよ。すごいなあ。はるか先輩も？私は。
She'll tell us eventually.
ごめんなさい。
Maybe stick to yes or no questions.
なんすか？この前うまく話せなくて今も。いいですよ、そんなの仕方ないですよ。チャットではうまく話せるんだけど。いいんです。その分私が喋り倒すんです。
That's honestly what I expected to happen.
うざかったら言ってくださいね。みやこ先輩、ちゃんと止めてくださいね。わかりました。喋り倒すって言ってもあれですけど、話題がすでに行方不明ですけど。
How about them dolphins?
3人の共通の話題っていうと、なんだろう、
Oh god, it's the elephant in the room. Don't talk about it.
アーティファクト？そう、はい、そうです。みやこ先輩、こいつアホだなって顔しないで。してないよ。そんな風に思ってないよ。もういいや。リグベーダの人たちとはるか先輩、仲いいんですか？
I guess she's just going for broke at this point.
それほどでも。そうなの？アガスティアのアニメのサイトの名前って。メビウスのファンサイトですよね。はい。そのサイトで司令官とは交流があったんだけど、高峰くんとは知らなくて。同じ AF ユーザーって分かって仲良くはしたかったけど。
But he's a man.
危険な思想を持ってると分かってそう思えなくなってきたと。
That too.
大丈夫ですか？ごめんなさい。普段こんなに話さないから。
At least her other personality hasn't kicked in yet.
弱っ。
ごめんな
さい。
That was a little blunt.
すみません。私ちょっとあれです。ツッコミがきついんで気をつけます。
Same.
フードの女の子も白線の生徒なんですか？わかんないです。サイトを通して知り合ったとは司令官高峰くんが言ってましたけど。じゃあ 高坂先輩もあの女の子のことはあまり知らないんですね。はい。あの日初めて会いました。
Huh.
へえ。リグベーダもできてそんなに経ってないのかな。それもちょっと AF ユーザーが迫害されない世界を作るって、その思想には共感はできるんだけど、まさか人殺しも容認するとは思っていなかった。はい。で、私に声をかけたと。はい。このままでいいのかなって思って。ごめんなさい。
Maybe we could get her a whiteboard and a dry erase marker. That might help.
お茶飲みます？
Or that.
大丈夫です。掲示板に書き込むように言われていて。
I wonder if he was using her as kind of a beacon to lure other people in. Or maybe more like a honeypot.
掲示板？なりきりのですか？はい。そこで相談をしたら、他の AF ユーザーの目にも留まって、仲間を増やせるって。
It's a pretty good strategy, actually.
相談を餌にして他のユーザーを釣る気なんだ。
I mean, best case scenario, you get people with like-minded mentalities to join up, or you eliminate the competition if he really is that dangerous, which, from the comments, he seems to be.
だと思います。はじめは仲間が増えるならって思ったんです。でも仲間になることを拒んだソラちゃんのお兄さんに。ああ、敵対心むき出しにしましたね。はい。敵か味方か0か1か、考え方が極端だなって思えて。あの時もおっしゃっていましたね。暴力が嫌いって。でもあの時はもう一人の私で、私は優柔不断で悩んでいるけど、もう一人の私は理想郷を作るのは賛成みたいなこと言っていたような。そうなんです。もう一人の私は二人に協力すると決めているみたいで。
Ooh, that complicates things.
力関係という表現は適切ではないかもですが、今の高坂先輩とあの時の高坂先輩、主導権はどちらが？普段は私です。でも私すぐ逃げちゃう癖があって、もう一人の私に頼っちゃって、それで結局もう一人の私が
Ooh, that's bad.
決めて行動するように最近はなってます。
I feel like it's going to reach the point where her other personalities start switching without her even realizing it, or without the ability to control it. Really is like Jekyll and Hyde.
今の状態で司令官たちに会って乱暴なことするなら協力できないっていうのはやっぱり難しいです。高峰君と話すときはつい頼ってしまって。 男子が怖いか。原因とかあるんすかね。あ、これ聞いたらまずいです。小学生の時いじめられて。
That would do it.
ごめんなさい。気軽に聞いたらあかんかったやつだ。いえ、明るい話できなくてごめんなさい。男子へのトラウマ、新見くんもやっぱり怖いですか？ソラちゃんのお兄さん。はい、そうです。優しい人ですよ。
Just maybe don't introduce us right next to Sora. She might get the wrong idea.
いや、ダメっすよ、みやこ先輩。あの人目つき悪いっすもん。
See, she's already sabotaging us and we haven't even met her yet. Not formally.
そうかな。制服もちゃんと着ないし、友達にソラちゃんのお兄ちゃんちょっと怖いねとか言われましたもん。
Oh.
怖いかな。普通だと思うけど。いや、まあ慣れちゃえば無害だってわかりますけどね。意外とぼーっとしてるし。よし、はるか先輩。
I'm as harmless as a hamster. I don't know why that's just really funny to me. I mean, they can bite. Not hard.
うちのクソ兄貴で男性恐怖症を克服してみますか？
Ow.
いやね、司令官たちとの付き合いが不安なら相談してみるのもありだと思うんですよ。
You could have just said that without the first part.
お兄さんに。そうですそうです。身内の私が言うのもなんですけどね、やるときはやる男なんです、あいつは。
That's the nicest thing you've said so far.
そうだね。この前の事件も身を挺してかばってくれたし、普通はあんなことできないよね。事件、ユーザーが暴れた。はい、炎から守ってくれたんです。守って、白馬の王子様。
Oh, that might be the switch.
ちょっとあれっすね、過大評価しすぎ的な、イメージ膨らませ的な。ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。
Oh no.
本当になってくれるかもしれませんよ。先輩にとって白馬の王子様に。
Well, now hang on.
新見くんがあまり親しくなかった私のことを必死にかばってくれたくらい正義感が強い人ですから。
Okay, that's true, but, you know, maybe taper those expectations just a little bit.
うわぁ、みやこ先輩もニーニのこと過大評価しすぎじゃないっすかね。
Never holding your hand while you fall asleep again.
そう？ソラちゃんだってそうなんじゃない？いや、私は
Oh?
まあ小さい頃から助けてはもらってますけど。だよね。あ、そうだ、先輩。はい。今夜新見くんに許可をもらえればですが、新見くんのお部屋でみんなで夕食をとりたいなって思ってるんです。お部屋？男の子の部屋？
Yeah, but the ratio's in your favor. Or mine.
大丈夫っすよ。何にもない部屋なんで。エッチな本とかもないので。
Thanks.
ソラちゃん。はい、すみません。黙ります。
Oh, now you do.
よければ一緒にどうですか？相談とかは特に意識しなくていいので、今みたいに交流会として晩ご飯もぜひ一緒に。無理強いはするつもりありませんので、遠慮せずに断ってくださいね。やっぱり急に男子とって言われても なかなか難しいですよね。
Actually, it's kind of perfect because it's like in psychology or therapy where the way that you confront a serious fear or you confront some sort of mental challenge is to put them in right into the deep end. Immersion therapy, that's what it's called.
いきます。
I was slow to the uptake, but I got there.
大丈夫っすか？無理してないですか？ちょっと怖いけど、そんなに信頼できる人なら、はい。
We're in!
頑張ってみたいです。はい。じゃあお昼終わったらミミくんに聞いてみますね。うわー、楽しみ。みんなで買い物行きましょうよ。放課後。あ、ニーニは抜きで。
Two!
あ、ミミくんかわいそう。いいんすよ。ニーニは待たせておけばいいんすよ。はるか先輩、放課後集合ですよ。
Thanks for that. This is going to be an interesting dinner.
というわけで、
Drum roll, please. Huh.
高坂はるか先輩です。どうぞ。パチパチパチ。
Kosaka senpai timidly steps into the living room. A few days ago we were enemies, but now she's here in my apartment. You're amazing, Sora. She used to be so shy whenever I wasn't there with her, but she's really bloomed into a charming, sociable girl recently. You've grown, Sora.
あ？何いきなり。
Pat, pat.
いや、なんなの。肩ポンポンすんなよ。なんなの。じゃあ晩ご飯の支度始めるね。しばらくお待ちくださいませ。お願いします。先輩、はるか先輩、ここ座って。はい。ニーニあっち端っこ。近いと先輩緊張するから。
Why don't you just have us eat in the kitchen? Sure. Sora directs me over to the far corner of my bed. Trembling, Kosaka-senpai sits down next to Sora. She looks more terrified than nervous. This is unrelated, but there sure are a lot of girls at my place. Until recently, Yoichi was the only person to have come here, but in a short time, it's become a hangout place for pretty much every girl I know. This isn't really the time to be basking in my newfound popularity, but I can't suppress a small smile.
何にやけてんの？キモい。
Nothing. I'm not smirking, damn it. One of these days, Sora, pow, right in the kisser. Not for real. It's a joke. It's a reference, actually. Calm down.
ほら、そういうこと言うと先輩怯えるから。男子怖いって言ってんでしょ。
Oh, yeah, okay, so you can say whatever, but I have to bite my tongue. Fine. Oh, geez, I'm sorry.
私こそ。
You're good. Holy shit, this is awkward. She really is terrified of guys. I'm amazed she was able to bring herself to come hang out at some guy's apartment. Man, what should I do?
いった。なんだよ。
Unable to take the awkward silence, I poke Sora in the back and look at her pleadingly, hoping she'll break the ice. She picks up on my desperation and turns back to Kosaka-senpai.
先輩、なんか飲みます？
Don't leave me here.
大丈夫だよ。はーい。冷たいお茶です。お、あざーす。
She went into work mode.
ご飯もうしばらく待っててね。はーい。
This is going well.
動画ご飯できるまで動画見てましょう動画
Wow, throwing in the towel already. You can't think of anything, so you're resorting to internet videos?
おいなんだその目はほら準備して PC の準備
Yeah. I get off my bed and put my laptop on the table. Once it's on, I turn it over to Sora.
何がいいかなあ、アニメ見ましょうかアニメ何がいいですやっぱメビウス好きなアニメとかありますなんでもじゃあ適当になんかこれなんかの映画
Sora clicks the first video on the recommended list and hits play. That couldn't go badly. The three of us stare at my tiny monitor. This is so weird. I should be perfectly comfortable here in my own room, but it feels freaking awkward. Kujo and Sora both told me not to mention Rig Veda if I can help it, but I didn't think we'd end up having literally nothing else to talk about. Well, Kosaka-senpai still seems scared of me, so I guess it's better just to take things slow. Probably.
お待たせしました
It's barely been 20 minutes. If anything, Kujo finished faster than I had expected. Today she's made a salad, soup, and spaghetti with an eggplant tomato sauce. There's also warm buttered bread to go with it all. This is the kind of spread you'd see at a fancy Italian restaurant. My tiny table is covered with delicious-looking food. However, I alone have been relegated to the distant bed, my food piled on my own private tray. It kinda sucks, but Kosaka-senpai looks like she'll freak out if I get any closer, and there's no room left at the table anyway.
みやこ先輩作ってくれてありがとういただきますどうぞ召し上がれ
Thanks for the food.
はるか先輩も遠慮せずいただきます
We pick up our forks simultaneously. Oh, it finally says forks! I decide to start with the spaghetti. No, you start with the salad. Duh. Ah, this is good. Yeah, this is great.
よかった高坂先輩もいかがですかおいしいですありがとうございますでも言わせちゃいましたねごめんなさい
But we're not eating fish.
本当に美味しいです
Sora's wolfing down her food while Kujo watches all of our reactions, and Kosaka-senpai daintily tucks in. Everyone's a little awkward around each other, but you could call this a harmonious meal. I guess the three girls bonded during their lunch date. I'm the odd one out. It's really awkward being the only one not a part of the group, especially in your own house. I mean, I'm not that torn up over it. Well, maybe a little.
先輩って普段どう過ごしてるんですかあ、はるか先輩私ごめんなさいお家でどう過ごしてらっしゃるんですかどう
Anything? Bueller? Hey, Sora, pass me a napkin. Oh no, we ruined it.
今はるか先輩が話そうとしてたでしょうが
Sorry. I did? Oh, sorry. Sora glares at me, and Kujo dons a patient smile. It's not my fault. That silence had stretched on forever. I just thought it'd be nice to fill the silence with something while Kosaka-senpai organized her thoughts, that's all. But I get the feeling Sora will likely just yell at me more if I say that, so I'm keeping my mouth shut.
んで、何 何してるんですか、うちで。
漫画とか読んだり。
漫画、ニーニもよく読むよね。
3. Yeah, I guess.
あっちの棚持ってるのあります？
全部持ってます。
Wow.
全部ニーニと結構気合うんじゃない？
Oh man, we're on a roll with this episode. Yeah, maybe. I usually just buy the volumes when they come out, but do you keep up with the weekly chapters and stuff, Senpai? Too much? Sora, pass me a napkin.
Hi.
I take the napkin from Sora's hand and wipe the corners of my mouth. Okay, maybe we could turn this into a game of telephone. Sora, ask her if she keeps up with the weekly chapters. Fine, I see how it is. You don't want to talk to me. Fine then, I'll just sulk in a corner or something.
大丈夫ですよ、はるか先輩。うちの兄目つき悪いけど噛みつきはしませんよ。
I'm the same percentage of water as everybody else in the room.
ごめんなさい。緊張してしまって。
Just please don't switch your personalities, not in here.
全部じゃないんですけど、いくつかは毎週読んでます。
だってさ。何偉そうにうなずいてんの、喋れよ。
I'm afraid. But, like, doesn't it make her more nervous when I talk?
ごめんなさい。
Oh, I didn't mean to criticize you. I just want you to relax, that's all. It's not your fault that you're scared, so please don't apologize for it.
ねえ、意外と優しいんすよ、あいつ。
I represent that remark. Hey, that was uncalled for. Who do you think you are, anyway?
妹様だ、敬え。
Even I don't like dealing with her when she's like this, so don't feel bad for being nervous around her, senpai.
おい、今なんつった、おい。
Did I not?
大丈夫ですよ。喧嘩してるんじゃなくて、仲良し兄弟なんです。
Nope, we're fighting.
おいおい、照れんなよ。
Ugh.
おい、先輩の前であんまりきついこと言えないからってその目やめろ。下げすむ目を直ちにやめろ。
ほら、仲いいんです。羨ましいなって思うくらい。
Just you wait.
思います？今のやりとりで羨ましいとか思います？
Sora, grab me another napkin.
お前何枚ティッシュ使うんだよ。箱ごと持ってけよ。
Our relaxing, or actually kind of rowdy, dinner continues on. We mostly talk about inconsequential things. Sora will bring up a topic, and Kosaka-senpai will timidly answer, with Kujo sometimes stepping in to lend a helping hand. Haruka-senpai is still clearly uncomfortable, but I feel like she's doing a lot better already. Our plan to win her over is proceeding smoothly. However, despite Sora and Kujo's injunction, I can't let her leave without at least asking a few questions about those Rig Veda guys. I understand why Sora wants to take things slow, but the group's other two members could be murderers. For all we know, they've already selected another target. They could even be after Kosaka-senpai herself. We can't afford to wait. Thanks for cooking for us.
ごちそうさまでした。
ごちそうさまでした。おそ松様でした。
By the way, I purposely wait for a lull in the conversation, and also in the music. Sora apparently guessed my intentions, since she shoots me a sharp glare, but I ignore her. Kosaka-senpai. what do you plan on doing from now on? Keep working with Rig Veda?
ちょっと兄やん。
She's been trying to figure out that for herself, I think. That's why she came to you, Sora. But she doesn't know how to bring it up, and she's actually hoping we will.
まあ、そうかもだけど。
I get it if you don't have an answer yet. That's fine. But I hope you'll at least hear me out. I could be wrong, but from what I can see, you're leaning toward leaving Rig Veda. Those guys are pretty aggressive, and that doesn't sit well with you. I can see why you'd want to leave, however. If you tell them you won't cooperate with them anymore, they might make you their next target.
そっか、そうだね。協力できないって言った途端に敵認定。かなり過激な考え方をしているから。
That is a good point. Yeah, if that happens, regardless of whether you're working with us or not, you'll have to fight them. Naturally, we'll do everything we can to keep them from harming you, but I can't promise we'll be able to protect you from them.
相手の能力も分かっていないものね。
Considering how confident they were during our confrontation the other night, their powers must be useful in a fight. And while Yuki appears to be just as confident, she hasn't told us about her power yet. There's also a big gap in experience between our two groups. Those guys will probably have already tested their powers on people. Powers that can kill.
ちょっと兄やん、不安にさせたいの？
I mean, it's a serious circumstance. In a sense, I am.
おいおい。
She needs to be on her guard. We're dealing with potential murderers here. Kosaka-senpai, you don't like confrontation, right? Then maybe you shouldn't work yourself up to leaving. Instead, it might be better if you maintain the status quo.
このままリグベーダに？
She'll be safer if they think of her as an ally. They might try to harm her anyway, but the odds are much better than if she makes enemies of them. As for us, well, I'm sure you realize this, but we'd like for you to be our ally. However, we don't want to force you to do anything. I just wanted to let you know that it's okay with us if you want to keep things the way they are. I want you to put your safety first. And one more thing. I didn't get a chance to say this earlier, but thank you. Sora told me that you were the only one who was worried about her when she got caught.
うん、してくれた。
If you weren't there, they might have done something terrible to her. Thank you.
先輩？あ、照れてる？顔真っ赤。
Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh.
いいえ、照れてなど。
I knew that was going to happen at some point.
は？
This is a problem. There's a sudden shift in Senpai's demeanor. Don't tell me she switched personalities.
感動いたしましたわ。そのような温かいお言葉。かける様は他の殿方とは違いますわね。
This is not the intent we wanted.
かけるさんも。ああ、これ完全に変わっちゃったわ。せっかく頑張ってたのに。
Senpai flashes us a bewitching smile. She really is the polar opposite of how she was seconds ago. How am I supposed to deal with this?
私の数々の無礼な振る舞い、謝罪いたします。それと、かける様の寛大さに感謝を。
Just don't activate your powers, please. Not in my house. Huh? Okay.
お礼というわけではありませんが、どうぞ遠慮せず何でも聞いてくださいな。
Anything? You'll answer whatever I ask?
ええ、何でも。
Okay. Tell me what your ability is.
それは
Oh, she's going to show us. You shouldn't have asked that.
秘密です。
Okay. Oh, come on.
何でもって言ったのに。
何でも聞いてくださいとは申しましたが、何でも答えるとは申しておりませんよ。
Fair.
秘密があればあるほどかける様は私のことを気にしてくださるでしょうから。
This Kosaka senpai is hard to deal with too, but in a very different way than her normal self. She's got a lot of confidence, and she's pretty twisty with words.
他には何かございますか？
Are you going to actually answer us?
私からいいですか？
ええ。
ユーザーの理想郷、賛同しているんですよね。
ええ。あの時申した通り、能力を好きに使える世界、魅力的ですわ。とても。
それは人を傷つける能力でも好きに使って良いと考えているということでしょうか？
それについてはノーですわね。暴力は嫌いですもの。
Okay, that's good. That's actually consistent then.
AF ユーザーは何者にも束縛されるべきではない。その一点で我々の見解は一致している。それだけに過ぎません。
I feel like those two statements contradict each other.
では全面的に支持しているわけではないと。
そうなりますわね。司令官さんにもゴーストさんにも私は従うつもりはありません。そしてもちろんあなた方にも。
Oh, well, that's a problem. So you want to remain neutral, basically?
それはどうでしょう。
Tell my wife I said hello. Her lips curl into a suggestive smile. There she goes, dodging the question again. Her two personalities have very different goals and different ideas about how to reach them. While I'm wondering what to ask next, Senpai suddenly blushes.
ですが初めてですわ、こんな気持ち。かける様には隷属してもよいとそう思っています。
Okay, I'll ask the stupid question. How are you going to pledge your eternal servitude but not follow us? How does that... Huh? You what now?
率直に申しますわ。私、あなた様に惹かれております。
Can you hold on to that thought until episode 3?
は
まさしくあなたは白馬のナイト。私と共にエデンを築くにふさわしい。
Ah, there is the Queen of Eden moniker.
白馬の王子の次はナイトときましたか。
あのような優しいお言葉をかけてくださる殿方は今までいませんでしたわ。
あれだけでちょろ、先輩ちょろ。おいこら、ニーにも何まんざらでもない顔してんの。
I mean... Huh? I do?
ニヤニヤしてる。
Sorry. I hurriedly hide my expression with my left hand. But, like, come on! No one's ever said something like that to me and meant it. You can't fault me for being happy about this.
どうでしょう、かける様。二人きりの理想郷を作るというのは。
Huh? Well...
何照れてんだよ、はっきり断れよ。
I'm not blushing.
ほら、みゃーこ先輩もキレ気味でしょうが。そんなつもりは。
No, I deserve it.
どうですか、かける様。私、束縛は嫌いですが、あなた様であれば首輪も鎖も受け入れますわ。
Kinky. Sorry, I'm not really into that.
そうですか。残念です。
She backs off surprisingly easily and smiles at me coolly. She narrows her eyes and meets my gaze. Here we go.
ですが、どうか忘れないでくださいましね。
Some secret.
私にはあなた様を隷属させる力があるということを。
My grin vanishes in an instant. That must mean... Is that your power, senpai?
誘惑っていうか魅了？あるいは洗脳？
当たらずも遠からずですわね。
She gives us that suggestive smile again. I can't tell if we're actually incorrect or if she's just trying to lead us off the trail. She's impossible to read. If her power allows her to enslave others and she's willing to use it on a whim, then this personality of hers is incredibly dangerous.
もっともあなた方に協力するつもりはありませんが、敵対するつもりもありませんの。
Okay, that's good.
いつかはカケル様の心を私のものにいたしますが、能力を使わずとも私のこの魅力をもってすればたやすいこと。
That makes me feel marginally better.
言っちゃったよ。魅力って自分で言っちゃったよ。
Oh, here we go again.
何してんの？脱ぐの変態なの？
脱ぐのは構いませんが、できればカケル様と二人きりにしていただきたいですわね。
だからいちいち照れるなよ。免疫ゼロかよ。
Well, actually, I don't know that I have in this branch. I haven't!
切れた。怖い。この人童貞丸出しで怖い。
ささ、お二人とも出て行ってくださいますか？
Oh, good. At least we know her charm ability doesn't work on women. I think?
出て行きませんけど、ここあたしんちですけど。私もまだ洗い物があるので。
Okay, one of those was a little bit of a better excuse.
あら、空気の読めない方々ですのね。
Oh.
何？疲れる。こっちの人格疲れる。高坂先輩が苦労しているのもわかる気がする。
苦労？何か勘違いされているようですわね。
I am Haruka.
勘違い？
力も女王たる私も全てあの子が望んだこと。
Mm-hmm.
私の言葉はあの子の言葉。私の望みはあの子の望み。おとなしいあの子ならば御せるなどと甘い考えは捨てた方がいいですわね。
Kosaka senpai collects her bag and gets to her feet. She smooths her uniform and bows politely to us.
ではおいとまいたしますわ。お食事ごちそうさまでした。とても。はい、
お粗末様でした。
カケル様、次は二人きりで私のミサオをあなた様に捧げますわ。
Well, that escalated quickly. You're what?
おうじゃねえよ。もっと毅然としろよ、バカニーニ。
Shut up, you! I don't have to sit here and take that. With a victorious smile, she turns her back to us and glides out of the living room. Okay, bye. Thanks for dinner. It was fun. There's the sound of the door opening and closing. And then, at last, she's gone.
濃かったな、キャラ。普段の先輩と違って自信たっぷりだったね。そしてニーニダサい。アプローチされて照れるニーニクソダサい。
How? Oh, buzz off! I just didn't know how to respond because it was all so sudden, that's all. I jump off the bed and plop down next to Sora. Yeah, maybe I am a bit of a sad sack, but still. She changes personalities in a flash, huh?
そうだね。急に変わったね。どうしてだろう。
Good question.
そりゃあニーヤンが追い込んだからでしょう。
What are we up to, 5? Wait, I did? How?
優しい言葉かけたからテンパっちゃったんでしょ。それでコロッと言っちゃったんでしょ。ちょろいわ。先輩ちょろいわ。
You know, I'm beginning to feel like I'm the punching bag of this night. Nah, there's no way that was enough to...
でも男性って高坂先輩にとって怖い存在のはずだから、新見くんが優しくてびっくりしたんじゃないかな。それでいっぱいいっぱいになっちゃって。
And then she switched over to her other personality, huh? So it really is my fault?
そうだよ、ニーヤンの、いや、かける様のせいだよ。
Hush you. Never call me that again.
あの子って言ってた。高坂先輩ももう一人の自分って言ってたし、別人格の区別はしっかりあって記憶も共有してるのかな。
Interesting.
霊族ってさ、奴隷にするってことでしょ。朝の人たちってそういうことでしょ。
Yep, think so. It's pretty clear that her confident persona has no compunctions about using her power.
やっばいな、もう一人のはるか先輩。敵対するつもりはないって言っていたけれど。
I want to believe her too. She didn't seem all that interested in Rig Veda's goals.
でもあれだよね、悪人ではなさそうだなって思った。悪女っぽかったけど。
Actually, yeah. Who knows what she's really thinking? At the very least, I'm sure now that the quiet version of Senpai is a good person.
はぐらかしてたけど中立っぽいし、うまく情報流してくれないかな、あっちの。普段の先輩なら聞けば教えてくれそうだね。
If she's able to tell us their plans and powers, it'll be a huge help. I feel like we can call this progress.
そうだね。別人格はともかく、高坂先輩とはいい関係を築けると思う。
Interesting. I do wonder how that's going to work.
男子に我慢ゲージ削られなかったら普通に話せるっぽいし、あれだね。ニーにはできる限り接近禁止だね。
Yep. That's probably not a bad idea.
人格変わらない限りいつもテンパってて可愛いし。あ、宮子先輩ごちそうさまでした。そうだそうだ。お片付けしなきゃ。
I'll help.
いえいえ、私がやりますので。
Okay. Kujo swiftly stacks up our plates and takes them to the kitchen. All that time waitressing has made her quite skilled at cleaning up dishes. Though I feel a little guilty for not helping, I stretch my legs out and relax.
ちょっとあれだな。ここに連れてきたのは失敗だったかもな。
I don't know. Yes and no. Why's that?
ニーニが、いや、かける様が襲われる。
What did I say? Seriously, stop calling me that.
連れ込むなよ、先輩よ。
Oh man, we're getting all of them now. I'm not dumb enough to do that, moron. Sighing, I lean against my bed. While there haven't been any concrete developments in finding the user of the evil eye, we learned more about both of Kosaka-senpai's personalities, so I guess we've made some progress. Her normal personality's nice, but... her chastity, huh?
おい、にやけてんぞ、おい。
Shut up, I'm not smirking.
えろ、こいつ、えろ。
In this instance, yes. Hey, that's going too far. Who do you think you are?
妹様だ、敬え。今のは舌打ちかな？返しワンパターンか？
You're even more annoying than usual today.
そういうのやめて、マジ飛んでそういうこと言うのやめて。
I ignore Sora and pull out my phone. Considering how uninhibited Kosaka-senpai's other personality is, She'll probably end up telling Rig Veda that she met with us. The question is, what will they do with that information? Also, she knows where we live. I need to be ready to respond to anything they try. I have to protect Kujo and Sora.
おい、構え。退屈だからちゃんと私に構え。
That didn't last long. Quiet.
ひどい。
That was something. It went about as well as I expected. Okay, well, with that eventful dinner gathering, I think that's enough for this episode. It has been quite the eventful one. We got to learn a lot about Kosaka. Both personalities, but she didn't actually bust out her powers, so I would call that a win. Whether or not that's actually going to help us get any closer to figuring out what's up with Rig Veda and how to stop them, we'll see. I have the sneaking suspicion some of those stakes will get introduced in this episode, but I don't think we're actually going to be able to stop them this time. I feel like realistically that may not happen, assuming no other threat emerges, until maybe episode 4, but I don't know. I'm sure the stakes are going to get much higher before things get better. Also, there's apparently a bad end lurking out there, so we'll have to be wary of that. I don't know if this is going to be kind of like episode 1, where we end up having to revert back and go to another branch. But yeah, if nothing else, we got that really nice lunch scene, little chibi scene. Well, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope to see you in the next one. For now, I am one half of the Bridge Boys, signing off.